Thanks for joining Earth Radio. Today we have Crypto Jebb sharing how he developed his Bitcoin price prediction of $70,000 in the next month. If you like our summary videos, check out the Earth experiment at earth.io.
Where does my price target of $70,000 to $80,000 on Bitcoin come from, and how did I come to that conclusion? Well, it all starts down here on the 4-hourly chart, guys. If you watched the channel about a week ago, we talked about an inverse head and shoulders pattern right here with a neckline that looked like this. This inverse head and shoulders pattern had a price target of $63,500 that Bitcoin never actually reached. But if we zoom out even farther, we can see that we're actually in an even larger inverse head and shoulders pattern with a left shoulder right here, a head right here, and a right shoulder right there. Notice how this left shoulder pulled all the way down to $53,800 before bouncing. That is our shoulder line, and in theory, Bitcoin could pull all the way down to $53,800 again before bouncing to the upside. But the fact of the matter remains that we have something called a nested inverse head and shoulders pattern. The reason it's called a nested inverse head and shoulders pattern is because there is a head and shoulders pattern inside of another head and shoulders pattern. They're inverse because they're upside down, and they point to the market going up. So now the question becomes, what is the price target for this larger head and shoulders pattern right here? Well, guys, remember, we draw head and shoulders price targets by pulling from the top of the head all the way up to the neckline, and then we extrapolate from the breakout point, which would be somewhere over here. This gives us a price target of $70,000 likely to occur within the next 14 days. Okay, so we're narrowing in on our price target, but let's go back out to the daily chart and get some more information. If you guys will notice, Bitcoin's RSI is sitting at 56. And in fact, interestingly enough, there is a downtrending level of resistance on the RSI that Bitcoin is going to more than likely break through relatively soon. If Bitcoin even traded sideways for the next 14 days, we would break this and likely result in upwards movement. And if that were to happen, guys, then what that would mean is that MACD would likely have a break to the upside. Notice how we tried to break bullish just a little while ago, but unfortunately we had one of these sideways trading periods. You see this happen quite a lot in the MACD, where you'll see a bullish breakout, then a bearish breakout, then a bullish breakout, then a bearish breakout, because the market is trading perfectly sideways and it hasn't decided what it wants to do. Nevertheless, we know that Bitcoin's MACD is bearish, but that could very, very quickly change. Looking back on history at the last 4 true bullish MACD crosses on Bitcoin, we find that every single time Bitcoin has a real MACD cross that leads to any real movement, I'm not talking about these little fake outs like we just saw, Bitcoin rallies between 20 and 400%. That's a wide range, but guys, even if Bitcoin were to rally 20%, that would put us close to $70,000, which is where our price target from earlier comes from.